Hey girl, my name is Anel. Welcome to the Brave in Her podcast, where we inspire, empower, and motivate by sharing our stories of bravery. I strongly believe that by sharing our stories, we open ourselves to healing, but also serve to give hope and inspiration to those who are dealing with a tough situation. We will talk about all topics under the sun. Now let's hear your stories of bravery. Hey girl, thanks for being here. In today's episode, I have a special guest. We have Kaylyn Minix, co-founder of Bloom Planners. Hi Kaylyn, how are you?
Hi, Anel. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you here. You and Michelle have shown a lot of support towards me, and so I'm so excited to have you here today.
Yes, we are so proud of you and just really putting your vision and to life and just watching you go through this process. We just couldn't be more proud of what you've created.
Thank you. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself so my audience can get to know you?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Kaylyn. I'm 33 years old. I am recently engaged. My fiance's name is Billy. So we're planning a wedding. So we're really busy with that. But like Anel said, I'm the co-founder of Bloom Daily Planners. So Bloom's mission is to inspire and empower women to be the best versions of themselves. So we specialize in daily planners, but we create planning tools just to make your life easier, more manageable, more fun. And we've created a community of Bloom girls who support one another and are like each other's cheerleaders. So it's really amazing the support you receive to reach your goals and dreams. And we just absolutely love what we do.
Yes, and I love your products and how inspiring they are. Yeah, they're so inspiring. I especially like the cards, the inspirational cards, to just give out to other people and make their day.
Yes, we have all different types of encouragement cards, love notes. We've even added some student encouragement cards, lunchbox notes, but that's such a nice little touch to spread kindness and support to people that you know or maybe people that you don't know. And I forgot to mention, we met you at Go Wild, which is a huge planner conference. And it was so nice to meet you in person and just stay connected after that.
Yeah, you too. And yeah, it's a really fun event. Yeah. So today, you're here to talk to us about your experience of going through a divorce. Can you tell us a little bit of a background on your journey through the divorce?
Yes. So I was in a 9-year relationship with a boyfriend right out of college, and we were very young. And I think you change a lot as a person through your 20s and into your 30s. And we came to realize that we were on different pages about what we wanted in life and for our future. And unfortunately, when these tough conversations started to come up and I realized that there were some serious issues in our relationship, I honestly thought that we could work through them and go to counseling and really get through anything based on the commitment we made through marriage. But I was not aware that my ex had already been unfaithful. So I was completely blindsided by the breakup and the divorce and realized that we had been living in two different realities for quite some time. So it was an extremely harsh reality to come to and an extremely painful process. But I'm happy to be here today to talk about it and be vulnerable and hopefully help some other women or anyone out there that's going through a similar experience.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I know it's a very painful experience. And so when did you realize that the relationship was over and the best option was the divorce?
I think really when we started to have those difficult conversations and I knew something was really wrong, I was actually trying to help my ex through some mental health issues. And it was difficult because, like I said, I didn't have the full picture. So I think trying to work through what seemed like a 911 like emergency on our relationship, I didn't have all of the information, and then learning that there had been infidelity just really changed everything. And that's when I knew we needed to get a divorce.
So what was your process once you found out all this about, your husband that you didn't know before? What was the process after that? Did you separate? And I'm not sure, like, what was the process?
Yeah, we did. We did separate, and it was by far the hardest journey of my life. I thought my life was over. I felt so thrown off, like my entire life path. I was depressed. I couldn't get out of bed. I just felt so alone and abandoned. It was absolutely terrible. I would do a lot of comparing to my friends and struggled asking myself, like, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? Because I was really blindsided. So,
Right.
like I said, I knew something was wrong and we had a lot to work through. But I could have never imagined the solution was divorce. So it was very shocking for me, like a punch in the gut. I just never thought I would get divorced in my life. So it was a very painful process, but I can promise it will get better with time. And I know we're going to talk a lot about that.
Yeah. So how did you deal with the emotions of the divorce process? So of course you were in so much pain. You say you were depressed and felt abandoned, and you were comparing yourself or your relationship to your friends' relationships. How did you just deal with those emotions?
Yeah, it was so difficult. I had never experienced pain like this. So I was really living day to day, moment to moment, just trying to get through. And I used meditation and journaling to get through my days. Meditation is such a powerful tool. And when your body is under that amount of stress, you really need to treat it right. And I used meditation to calm my mind and my nervous system. I would journal all throughout the day, just like taking little notes in my phone. Whenever I had a thought or emotion, journaling was like medicine for me because it let that pain or anger and emotion just live somewhere outside of my body and myself. You really can't hold it all in. So journaling and meditation were so helpful for me. I also started going to counseling weekly just to talk to someone and get professional advice. And I continued this even when I was kind of out of the woods and feeling better, because I just think things still come up and it's just a healthy practice really for everyone.
Right.
I would also exercise to release stress. That was really helpful for me and is just a big part of like my emotional health. And I would keep busy so I didn't feel lonely, and I could have healthy distractions with my friends and family who were just such an amazing support system. But I also made sure to make time for myself to relax and just have that emotional release. You kind of need to make time to be alone and to be sad, because it's really important to release those emotions and get it out. So honestly, there's times that I would basically torture myself and, look at pictures or videos or listen to sad songs and get it out, but it truly helps. And I would also say there's just so much helpful content out there, whether, I was reading books and listening to podcasts, and we can recommend a couple, like maybe in the show notes. I know maybe you can share the blog that I wrote for Bloom, just to share some additional resources for people that might be
Yes,
helpful.
please. Yes. We will add that in the show notes. You said it's important to go through the emotions, and I think that's true. To allow yourself to go through all the emotions, just so you can somewhat like get, I guess, closure, and I guess get over that pain. And I think it's true that if you do let those emotions just play, I guess, you will get better with time.
Yes, it's true. Like my counselor would say, there's no fast track through grief. There's no shortcut. And grief also isn't linear. So you can still be sad and grieving, but you can also be moving on at the same time. Like they can happen simultaneously. So you really have to go through all of the emotions and stages of grief to truly move on in like the most healthy way, I would say.
Right. And what was the outcome of your divorce? So you went through all this pain. What was the I guess on the other side of the, I guess, the mountain or the valley?
Yeah. So obviously it was an extremely hard journey, and I spent a lot of time alone reflecting and trying to learn, what had kind of fallen apart, and, being introspective and trying to become a better person myself. I spent time traveling. I spent more time with family and friends. And I eventually got on the dating app Hinge. So I was just so scared to date. I just was like, I don't know how to do this. I was in a 9-year relationship. I haven't dated for a decade. So I was scared to be single and start dating, but I went on Hinge and I had a great experience. I met some really nice guys and I took it really seriously. Like, if we didn't have the same vision or intentions for our lives, it was very easy for me to kind of say, thank you, next. So, but I did have a success story on Hinge. I feel like my story is kind of like a movie or something, because I met my now fiance, Billy, on my first Hinge date, which is just crazy to me. I was just so nervous and he made it so amazing. I remember I told myself I was going to give him like 1 hour, and it turned into a 5.5 hour date.
Oh, wow.
And we were just having so much fun. We went to another restaurant after like the initial restaurant for dinner and drinks. And we were talking so much that they had to switch servers on us. It was just so funny. And it seemed too good to be true. So I kept dating, like, just to be sure. But it was clear that he was the one. And I like to say that my guardian angel sent him to me after they saw what I went through with the divorce. And so he actually proposed on our 1-year anniversary at the same restaurant. So we are engaged now, and he just proposed.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He proposed in the most romantic way, and I was just on cloud 9. And when I reflect now on the entire journey, I really understand why things had to happen the way they did for me to find and be with the right partner that deserved me and who I deserve. And everything truly happens for a reason. And Billy and I have a saying that's just like, trust the process.
Yes.
So always remember, everything happens for a reason, and you have to trust the process.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I'm a strong believer of things happen for a reason, and there's always a plan. God always has a plan for your pain. God has a purpose for everything that you go through. And yes, just trust the process. Be patient, and your time will come.
So true.
Yeah. So what advice would you give that woman that's listening and is considering divorce?
So, I mean, again, like we said, everything happens for a reason. So it may seem like the worst thing in the world right now, but I mean, I truly thought my life was over. It hurt so bad, but I can say that you will make it to the other side. You truly don't know how strong you are until you're faced with the unimaginable. And with the right attitude and mindset and perseverance, you will get through it. And you have to stay positive and remain grateful for what you do have in your life, because we all have a lot to be thankful for. So, really focus on the good, and more good things will come. I know at Bloom, we say, what you think about, you bring about. So, I used vision boards and manifestation tools to attract good things into my life, and you can do the same. So I promise you'll get to the other side and understand why things had to happen that way. Um, there's just, there really are so many valuable lessons and blessings on the other side. And, you know, they say all challenges can be blessings in disguise. And I
Yes.
remember my counselor saying to me, you know, turn towards your pain and ask, what can you teach me? So, like I said, be introspective, you know, hold yourself accountable and think about how you can improve as a person, a partner, whatever role it is in your life, and really take these lessons forward and be a better person for it.
Yes. I love what you just said. Turn to your pain and ask what you can teach me. I
Yes.
love that because yeah, I also believe that, you know, your pain, your struggles, you know, your experiences do teach you. If you don't go through anything bad, I guess, in your life, you wouldn't learn anything. You wouldn't grow. So yeah.
So true.
And then what else do you want to share with us? Any other thing you want to share with us?
Yeah, I would just say kind of bringing it back to Bloom, since that's kind of full circle, you know, how we met. I would just
Yes.
say that my Bloom family and community supported me unconditionally, and I don't know what I would have done without them. And our, whether it was like our planning tools or using journals like for gratitude journals, and even like we have this little desk easel. It's like a perpetual desk easel with inspirational quotes. And I swear those inspirational quotes would get me through my day, because it really sets the tone for your day. And it reminds you of people that have been through similar things that you have, and reminds you that you're going to get through it. So those Bloom tools and our community help me push through. Bloom is just such a loving, caring environment, and we truly want the
Yes.
best for our community. So, like I mentioned, I had written a blog post about my journey on our website, bloomplanners.com, and maybe we can link that in the show notes. But
Yeah.
I was happy to be vulnerable to help others. And I would love anybody seeking more advice or resources, I would recommend that you read the blog post. And I am just so proud of you doing the same thing, to be vulnerable with your community and really getting started and running with this podcast. I am just so proud of you and so
Thank
impressed.
you.
And I'm so appreciative of you having me on today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and you know, being vulnerable and sharing this, you know, very personal story about your divorce and your pain and how you overcame that. And now you're happy and with a, you know, great guy, Billy, and congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you so much, Anel. You are so sweet, and I'm so happy to support you.
Thank you. And for those that don't know about Bloom Planners, how can they find, the website or Instagram? How can they find you?
Yes, so you can go to bloomplanners.com is our website. And in addition to our planning tools, we have free printables and downloads. We have a blog post where or just a blog in general, where we feature different Bloom girls throughout our community and lift them up. So there's a lot of inspiration that you can find at our website. And on social media, you can find us at Bloom Daily Planners, really on any social platform. So we would love to welcome you into our Bloom community.
Yes, please go follow them for so much inspirational content. Thank you, Kaylyn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode inspired you. If you like this podcast, please share on social media and tag me on Instagram at @TheBraveandHer. I would love to hear your stories of bravery.